Jesus Christ was an alien, and the Immaculate Conception is the result of an experiment in genetic engineering conducted by representatives of a highly developed civilization that exists on another planet. So say ufologists who discovered a UFO in a medieval painting with religious content. The Italian artist Carlo Crivelli painted the painting The Annunciation with Saint Emeritus in 1486. In the picture, as ufologists suddenly discovered, there is something very similar to an alien saucer. A strange object, in this case, emits a beam that is directed to the Virgin Mary. Finding such amazing details in the 15th century picture, the ufologists suggested that the cause of the Immaculate Conception, as a result of which Jesus was born, was this mysterious UFO ray. The birth of Jesus was the result of a large-scale experiment that the aliens had on the earthly woman. Probably Jesus was not the only child like that, but he was widely known. That is how things happened. The list verse quotes ufologists.
Was Jesus an extraterrestrial or possibly an Anunnaki hybrid? Is it possible that Jesus was an Anunnaki hybrid? From what we've seen over and over again, the truth is always hidden under a pile of lies and is twisted and turned upside down until what little truth remains is so obscured that we don't know what to believe anymore. Jesus and the Council of Nicaea. From my studies of theology, I have learned that the figures known as Jesus was created by the Council of Nicaea in the year 325 AD as a way to bring together all the Yeshua ben Yosef cults via Emperor Constantine. The council added the supernatural abilities of Mithra, Horus, and Osiris to the Jesus entity they created, and from that point forward, Christianity was created. The Bible was missing chapters such as the Book of Enoch, the Book of Jubilees, the Book of Numbers, and the Book of the Wars of Jehovah. So one must question why any books would be eliminated and why. What we know through these missing books is that Jehovah, El Shaddai, and eventually called Yahweh, was known as Lord and was a God of vengeance and wrath. Is it possible that when Jesus replaced Jehovah, that people are unknowingly worshiping the same God of vengeance and wrath? What is known about the Bible is how it was written in perfect reverse astrotheological order as we move through the precision of the equinoxes, which explains the reverse order of the astrological signs. For example, when the Israelites idolized the golden calf, when Moses went to the mountains, it symbolized the age of Taurus. When Moses blew on the ram's horn, it symbolized the age of Aries. When Jesus fed the masses with 2 fish, it symbolized the age of Pisces. When Jesus said to follow the man bearing the pitcher of water, it symbolized the age of Aquarius. If nothing else, the Bible teaches us about how astrotheology was used to control the masses because the Bible's timeline brings us to an artificial end time right now, which is why we're seeing those in power trying to evoke the Revelation chapters when we could be living in a world of peace and harmony instead of chaos. The Anunnaki timetable. What if the Bible is an encrypted timetable for the return of our galactic family? Is it possible that the ruling elite know this and are trying to create the end times to prevent humanity from ascending in order to harvest our energy for their own archontic reasons while keeping us living in fear as economic slaves to a broken system of fiat currency? Perhaps these times will bring us the return of the Anunnaki, the creator gods. It's interesting that in Genesis 1:26, Genesis equals the genes of Isis. It says, "Let us make man in our own image." The us are the Elohim, who were the creator gods in the Bible. But is it possible that they are the Anunnaki as well? Secret society influences. What we do know is that the name Jesus never existed at the time of his alleged birth, because the letter J wasn't invented until the 1500s. This also means there was no official John, Job, Jacob, Jeremiah, Jude, Joseph, etc. The King James Version of the Bible wasn't written until the year 1611 and was edited by Rosicrucian and Freemason Sir Francis Bacon. With ties to secret societies, is it possible that the truth was twisted and or encrypted? What we do know is that there is a Christian Bible on the main floor of any Freemason lodge. But when you get to the 33rd degree of Freemasonry, the Luciferian doctrine is followed by those who have been initiated into this level. Additionally, the 33rd degree Mason motto is Ordo ab Chao, which means order of chaos. You can do all these things and more. According to the work of Greg Braden, we only have 22 of the 64 codons in our DNA turned on. Imagine what we might be capable of doing if all our codons were activated. Perhaps this is what is meant when Jesus said that you can do all these things and more. John 14:12, King James Version. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. Is it possible that our DNA is about to fully activate after being genetically manipulated by the Anunnaki? Is this something we can do for ourselves? I've been experimenting on myself by trying to find ways to activate these codons, and by fully activating my DNA in humanity's best interests. You can read more about my experiments in the article, How Can We Change Our DNA Right Now? Is Jesus the same as the Mayas Kukulkan and the Aztecs Quetzalcoatl? It seems many things that are in humanity's best interests are suppressed. Look no further than Stanley Meyer's invention of a water-powered car that could go from coast to coast in the United States on 22 gallons of water. He was offered $1 billion by the automotive industry, but turned it down because he wanted this invention to go out to the people. Shortly afterwards, he was poisoned to death. There was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man by the name of Kukulkan who visited the Maya and taught them about astronomy, agriculture, medicine, and mathematics. It is believed that he came from the Pleiades to help the Maya civilization and promised to return at some future date. The same entity is described as Quetzalcoatl by the Aztecs. Could this story be the same as the story of Jesus? Is it possible that Jesus was an extraterrestrial from a neighboring planet or star system? We know very little about Jesus from the time of his birth until his 30s. If the Star of Bethlehem was a UFO, then is it possible that Jesus went back to his mothership to prepare himself for the teachings he would give to the masses until the time of his alleged death? As Michael Tellinger points out, the most compelling argument against the mythological gods theory is that roughly 9,000 years BC, prior to the appearance of Sumer, the Mayan civilization suddenly emerged and astoundingly showed the same predilections toward agriculture, planting, harvesting, social organization, trade, and commerce as Sumeria, all attributable to the teachings of the gods. It is possible, even likely, that more than one extraterrestrial group or groups have left their mark on Earth. In this writer's opinion, the story of Jesus was created by the church as a means of subservience, control, and conformity to religion and government. While it's definitely possible that an entity with supernatural abilities existed, he was most likely an extraterrestrial or possibly an Anunnaki hybrid.
If you enjoy this video and want to see more like it, please consider subscribing to us and hitting the like button. Feel free to write a comment below and suggest which theory you want to see next. If you'd like to further support this channel, please consider joining. Our membership link will be found in the description box below. We appreciate your support, and as always, thanks for watching.